Hey everybody, welcome to the Keto Mom page. My name is Stephanie, and really quick, there's a lot of things I want to talk about. If my internet isn't great, I'm super sorry. So I'm at my sister's house, and there's 25 people in the house, and for whatever reason, the internet's just not working great. So if it's not working great, you'll have to let me know. And I'm sorry, and then when I get back to my home, everything will be back on track. But as you're tuning in, where are you tuning from? Where are you tuning in from? I'm tuning in from Ohio. I'm hiding in my sister's closet because there's a lot of people. It's all of my family. So we're doing our very last family Christmas here with my sister. She just built a new home. If you follow me on my stories, you will see that. And here's something I do want to tell you really quick. Number one, first of all, I hope you had an incredible Christmas with your family. If Christmas or if this season is a hard time for you, I'm super sorry. Number two, if you are watching my stories, I want you to know how I run my page. So we started this page in 2015, and it was really just to share with you what our family was learning as we went on this journey with keto and low carb and trying to eat better, right? And so if you just look on the front of the Facebook page, on the front of Keto Mom or even Instagram, what you are going to see is different recipes, keto tips and tricks. You're going to see everything that has to do with a low carb lifestyle just on the front of the page, right? Now, in my stories, it's only 24 hours. And so that's where I'm going to share my life, who I am, because I feel like, why would you want to be coached by somebody if you don't really truly know who they are? Anybody agree with that? And so I share on my stories, like I'm a mom. I have 4 girls. We homeschool. We live in Minnesota. We love to be active. I love business. I love lots of things. And so I'm going to just share with you pieces of our entire day. Now, I just say that because some people were irritated with all of my pictures of this last couple days. And I thought, isn't that funny how, if we don't like something, if you were face to face with me, this is just a perspective on life. You probably wouldn't say certain things to me face to face. I'm not saying you in general, but people wouldn't say things to me face to face like they would say them online. And so I'll just pre-frame all of that to say this. All of the keto lifestyle recipes are all just on the page, Facebook, Instagram. All of my life and who I am, which I feel like makes up a big deal of just how we've been able to sustain this lifestyle for 6.5 years. That's my story. If you don't want to see my stories, don't click on them. All right? Now, one more thing before we dive into this book, and it's backwards. I can't flip my camera. It's being silly. I would love to know who is ready to set goals. If you haven't thought about them, we're going to start thinking about them. And I really want you to take this seriously, meaning I want you to take time from now into the beginning of the year. Don't wait till January. What do you want? What are you hoping for? What is in your heart? What do you want to go after? How would you like to see yourself, right? And I want you to think of different things really quick. I want you to think of goals that would pertain to your physical, which is why most of you are here, your fitness goals. So think about physical goals. If you have to write this down, write it down, right? Physical goals, financial goals, relationship goals, spiritual goals, emotional, right? All of these things work together. And if one of them isn't working, it's going to affect the other areas in your life. And so it's physical, emotional, spiritual, relationships, and financial. So you don't have to have like very directive specific goals, but be aware, like, what do you want different in your relationships? Is there something that somebody, a child or a spouse or somebody you need to pour into this year? What do you want to happen in your finances? You can't just wish for things. Everything has to be very strategic and focused on, right? Physical goals, that's why most of you are here. Or spiritual goals, right? So things like, or mindset. That's why I do books and different things every morning to help you on your mindset. If your mindset isn't right, I had a super interesting conversation with a couple people yesterday. And you know what? This is what I'll tell you. Hurt people hurt people. So when somebody attacks me, when you put yourself on social media, just so you know, when you watch people this is a lesson for all of us, you don't know the story behind the story. So some of you have been watching my sister's house. I've been showing her house. My sister's house burnt down. They've escaped the house at 3 o'clock in the morning before it blew up 2 years ago, right before COVID hit. Her house, the entire house was on fire. It was an electrical issue, and they had been living in a dorm college apartment for 2 years with their 2 kids. And so they've worked really hard. My sister went from having nothing, like right out of college, brand new, like most people married, right? And they've worked their butts off for 15 years, and they have what they have today because they've worked really hard. So remember, when you see people sharing stuff online, you see the good, right? Like you see, oh, I wish I had that, but you don't know the stories. And part of it is you don't want to hear all the sappy things, and it's not fun to listen to all of the sad things, but people just don't get, like, luck is rare. Luck is like, hey, lottery ticket. When you look at people and see what they have, most people aren't spoon-fed. They work really hard for it. That's what you're going to do this next year. Whatever you're wanting, whatever you're wanting to achieve, right? You're going to have to work hard for it. And so my sister's worked really hard. Her and her family, her husband, like really hard. And so while I'm having fun with the lives, and it's not to brag or boast about what she has or to make anybody feel less than, it also is an aspect of we all have to have an awareness that social media always has stories behind the story. All right. Now with that, and comparing yourself to anybody else, especially your physical goals, you're going to focus on what you want, right? And so those 5 spokes. And so we have the 9 steps in setting your goals. We're going to get strategic, making sure you're writing things down. I can't do it for you. I can encourage you. I can guide you. I can answer your questions. And so if you listen to the lives before Christmas, I didn't do a live the last couple days. There's only 14 kids in the house. It's fine. So the first goal was write it down. So if you watched the lives last week, we talked about writing your goals down. There's actually a reason why you write them down, because it gets into your subconscious, right? Number 2 was ask yourself why. What is the real reason that you actually want this? So after every goal, you're supposed to write why. And if you can't answer that within a sentence, then we're going to come back to that later, right? So the third one we're going to talk about is eliminating goals. So you're supposed to make an entire list of everything that you want to be, you want to do, you want to have. Don't leave anything not written down. Don't think about how you're going to afford it, how you're going to do it. Just write down things you would love to have, be, or do. Then ask yourself why. Here's the third step, eliminating. He says this may sound a bit negative, but we're not going to start eliminating some of what you wrote. I might as well tell you this. You can't always have everything that you want. Isn't that funny how as parents will be like, you can do whatever you want, right? You can't have everything that you want. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me reread that because I liked how he said it. You can't always have everything you want to be or do or have. If you can't articulate it in one sentence, which is your why, if you can't look at your goals and then say why you want it, you ought to be or do or have it, then that thing comes off your list. You don't want to have 25 things, right? Here's the book. It's called Goals. I'm sorry, it's backwards. Zig Ziglar. It's really good. Actually, it was gifted to me and I love it. It's so simple to read. We should have done this in January, but we're going to work through it real fast. And so if you're writing these down or go back and re-listen to it, number 4, actually I'll write the steps in the header of the video so you can go back and just copy and paste. Number 4 is balance. This is what I just talked about. It says have different goals for physical, mental, spiritual. It says social, financial, career, or family. But have different goals for different areas of your life, because if all of a sudden you're focusing everything on your health and fitness, but you forget about your relationships, or your finances or something else falls by the wayside, you're going to have to come back up later and pick it up. So try to make sure that there's not really ever a balance, but enough to where you're not ignoring something. You're not ignoring your spouse or your work or your finances or your health, right? So 4th is balance. Number 5 is explore. If you can't answer yes to at least one of the questions that I'm going to give to you, you need to strike those goals off the list. Do not black out or block them off. You can come back to them later. So here's a couple questions. Will reaching this goal make me happier? Number 2, will reaching this goal make me healthier? Will reaching the goal make me more prosperous? Will reaching the goal make me some friends? And then will reaching the goal bring me peace of mind? It's just being aware of why you want what you're going after. I had somebody tell me the other day, they were like, it was an older couple, I think they're probably in their 70s, and they said what they used to do every year is they would sit down as a family and they would come up with 10 things their family was focusing on that year. And then if it did not align with those 10 things, they would say no to an opportunity or to an invitation or to something, because you save your best yes. Just because something is good doesn't mean that it's not your best, right? You can't do everything all the time. Things come in seasons. And so be aware. And just because you put something off your list doesn't mean you won't come back to it, but let's go for your best yes. Make sense? Number 6 is stretch. So it's great to have goals that you can achieve. They're smart goals, right? Realistic and time sensitive, and you're going to go after them for the entire year, but you should have a goal or two that's going to really stretch you. Maybe it's like, I'm going to go to the gym 5 days a week. I'm going to only allow myself my favorite thing on Sundays. I'm going to, whatever that is, right? Something that's going to stretch you. I don't remember how he said it. I don't want to read the whole paragraph. If you want to get the book, it's a really simple book to read, and it has really great places to write in. Goals, Zig Ziglar. I hate saying I'm on lives. I'm so sorry. Okay. In order for big things to happen, you have to accomplish the little goals designated along the way. Goals need to be ongoing. That's why we are still going. I mean, people go, you've been keto for 6.5 years. I'm like, we've been keto, low carb, more aware, whole food, keto, low carb. It's not something that I just achieved because I lost the baby weight. It was a lifestyle that has ever flowing because you feel better, right? All right. So he talks about ongoing goals. Number 7 is a negativity check. What did he say about that? A goal can be negative if it is completely out of your field of interest or expertise. If you have to depend on luck in order to get it off the list. We're not depending on luck to reach your goals. We are going to look at discipline and hard work. What we're going to do is keep the main thing the main thing. So you're making the list. Why are you doing it? You're going to probably take some things off the list to focus on certain things for this year. Number 8 was ask 5 questions, which is similar to, is it really my goal? You don't want to be having other people's goals. Make sure it's yours, right? Us parents can easily tell our kids, you should do this. Oh, you would be great at that. It needs to be something they're passionate about. Make sure it's your goal. Is this goal morally right and fair to everyone that's in your circle? Like, it's not going to hurt anybody. These are just things to be aware of. Will this goal take me closer or further away from my major objective? What's your overall goal? If your overall goal this year is to lose 60 pounds or to lose 100 pounds, make sure your other goals, reading, mindset's going to plug into that goal. Family, what are you doing as a family? Maybe you all do it as a family, right? Finances, make sure all of them tie together. If it's something totally random that doesn't align with your major goal this year, then take it off the list. Can I emotionally commit myself to starting and finishing? This is a question you should be asking yourself. I'm going to start. Most of us are going to start in January. Am I committed to finish? Are you committed to finishing this? Can I see myself reaching the goal? If it's luck, or you just want something but you physically can't see it, it starts right here. This is why we read every morning. If you can't see it, if you're not going to write it down, if you're not going to visualize it, the likelihood of you reaching that goal by next year is unlikely. And last thing, the last number 9 says choose your top 4. Most people really only can give complete effort to about 4 goals at the same time. So our friend said 10. I felt like that was pretty excessive. I think 4 is great. You need to take inventory, again, of why you're doing it. You need to write your goals down. And again, this is things that I think we probably all know, but it's a good reminder, right? What are the benefits of you reaching the goal? Again, is it for me? And what are the obstacles that I need to just be aware of so that when they come up, I can defeat those, right? So for fat loss, what are the obstacles going to be in your way this year? a lot of things. Obstacles could be the donuts in the break room. It could be the certain foods at your employer's place or the place you work at. It could be your sweet tooth. It could be birthday parties. It doesn't matter. It could be the gym is all the 20 minutes away. The obstacle is I don't have my workout clothes. Like, you just have to be aware of what you're going to have to break through. Mindfulness to go, I'm not going to go to the birthday party. I'm going to bring my own snack. I'm going to eat before I go. I'm not going to eat the donut in the employee lounge. I'm going to reward myself every week. If I do great all week, I'm going to give myself a star like I do in kindergarten. If I get 7 stars, I get to go get a new workout outfit or just something, right? Don't use food as a reward, but what are some fun things you can do? Have fun with it. Get yourself a calendar. Give yourself a gold star when you do great that day. And then what is something that you want? It could be small. It could be going to a movie or going to your favorite restaurant. I know I said don't do food, but you can get really great food. That's not, you know what I mean, right? So overall, there's a lot more I'm going to go through. I feel like that was a lot. I wasn't going to go through all of those today, so I'm sorry. It says it's all in the details. First, you're going to decide. Then you're going to write it down. It's just commitment and discipline. So we're going to revisit this. I gave you a lot. I'm going to type up all of the 9 steps in the header of this video so you can go back and just have an awareness. So I'll type that up for you so you can kind of work through that today and tomorrow. And then I'll come back on and share more with you. But this book is actually really small. Look at, so if you wanted to grab it and fill it in and actually work through it this next week and into January, it's a great book. I know it's backwards. I'm sorry. But anyways, I am here to answer any questions that you have. This page is here to help support you, to guide you, to help with accountability, to know that you're not by yourself. You might feel by yourself in the environment that you're in, but everybody here is wanting better. And so I will come back and answer all of your questions later on. We're going to finish Christmas with all of the grandkids. And just know this, you have everything that it takes to go after what you want. So don't think that you can't do it just because you're watching somebody else. I always tell people, watch people on social media to learn from them. But if you're watching people on social media and you're comparing and you're envious and it causes like this anger or bitterness, then you can't watch them anymore. I hope I never make you feel that way. Our life is the same as my sister's. Like I don't want to say we didn't have anything. We've always been blessed. But if you were to see my life when we had 4 babies and my husband worked in the ministry, and then sometimes people will write me and go, your house is so beautiful. How did you get that? And I want to say, listen, we've worked really hard for almost 7 years, longer than that. We've worked on ourselves and our finances since we got married, and we've had mentors and we've gone to classes. We have always been working on our mindset and pouring into ourselves. Now, we've reaped the benefits of some of those seeds that we've planted, right? Not overnight. And so I just want you to be aware as you're diving into your goals, watch people, read good books, follow people that inspire you, not make you feel, and sometimes it's our own self, right? There's sometimes I'll have to check myself and go, that person is not doing that to offend me. It's something inside of me. Usually what offends me is about me. So then I have to do an inner check to go, why am I jealous, or why do I want that? I better check myself, or I'm going to have to just not delete that person, but maybe unfollow for a little bit till I get my own self in check. So as you dive into your goals, these are your goals. What do you want? What can you see yourself achieve? And let me help you. So I hope you have an incredible day. I'm always here to help. I look forward to walking you through more of this, and I'm going to go be with my family. So have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.